Augusta Tower is the central information processing facility of the Academy.
Yes.
After popping into this control room, we'll find ourselves stuck, and we need to activate the console to unlock the doors and allow us to proceed on. After failing to activate any other console, the last one here will allow us to open the doors and proceed outward to the outer ring in order to gather more information.
Still some locks that need unlocking.
While wandering among the researchers, you'll notice that they say random numbers. Pick up what treasures you can, and while throwing Mog can be helpful, eventually we will have to go to all of these areas in order to complete the map anyways. At this point, I've heard the numbers 9, 1, and 2. And there's only one option here that contains all three of those, 9, 2, 6, 1. Entering in the right passcode gives us the map and unlocks the building next to us so that we can follow Caius somehow here in the tower. Immediately to the left here, I'm going to grab this wild artifact. And I get this nifty little train conductor's beret. However, upon reaching this bridge extending datapad, we find our way blocked, and we're going to need to acquire a key from another tower in order to proceed upwards. On my way to the tower, I made a side stop back in Academia and decided to pick up this Graviton Core Delta fragment. It's right behind Chocolina, and you simply need to jump down the escalator to pick it up. As well, I thought I was super hot and decided to engage Geiseric, the super boss of the area, and I was not prepared. I'm not sure what level you're supposed to be, but if you're getting one shot, I don't think that's the level you should be at. So I will come back to him later. I ran into the casino and exchanged 100,000 gil for 10,000 tickets and picked up the wild artifact from the prize bin. The Augusta Tower 300 can be obtained by opening the Wild Gate in the Padra Pass of Yashif Massif 1X. Upon arriving here, we find ourselves being investigated by some sort of visor overlay, which is going to continue throughout this area, making it a little hard to see what you're doing. We simply have to rotate our way out of this room. I'm going to rotate room number 2 in order to get out to the outer platform and proceed around to room number 3. This one will take 2 turns, but eventually it will let us through. Upon arriving at the inner circle, the elevator drops down and we are able to interact with the main elevator console. Upon arriving on the 14th floor, our destination becomes painfully obvious, and we must work our way to the elevator platform. Pick up a few chests along the way, and rotate the rooms as you go to make a path for yourself to progress around to where the elevator platform was. If you're trying to complete the maps, you're going to have to make a few extra turns here and there just so you can walk onto each platform. The rewards in each one of these little chests is pretty worth it, as they're going to help level up all your monsters and keep them up to par for the coming boss fights. We'll take this mini elevator up to the 15th floor. Then, a triple rotation of the room we were just in allows us to proceed to the highlighted mark on the map. Pay attention to the AI spouting random numbers as you go, as these will be important to the passcode needed to unlock the next gate. The password at this time is 1237172. And with the entropy board fragment secured, we're rewarded with the level 50 floor key, and we can now return to the old Augusta tower and proceed upwards. Back at the tower 200, we can now raise the drawbridge and proceed around to this northwestern room. Once we align this room for quick use later, you'll find 3 computer terminals. These computer terminals contain the Fragment Quests for the tower. Each quest requires you to go open one box and then come back and turn it in. The first paradox fragment can be found hovering in the corner of the room where Chocolina is set up on the same floor. You can now turn in this quest and accept the next one, which will require you to go down to the 49th floor to pick up the fragments needed. On the western side of the map, you can throw Mog up to the wall where a floating chest contains the Paradox Agent B. After turning in that quest, you're required to find the hardest one. Type C requires you to be on the 49th floor at a northern point on the inner ring. Look down and throw Mog at the base of one of the pillars. Try to line it up so he doesn't bounce out of bounds, as once he's gone, he is gone for like a full 60 seconds before he pops back up. Turning in these 3 quests will complete the area and allow you to have all the fragments once you've beaten the boss. After talking to who we thought was Alyssa, we learn that the AI has gone rogue and now is impersonating people, putting an end to them, and trapping people in its tower for all eternity. Things anyone who builds an AI should have expected. We can extend the bridge and then engage with conversation to start the elevator and head up to the 51st floor.
Alyssa.
Alyssa will bar our path with 3 groups of monsters that can be easily taken out, since they all contain common monsters that you'll fight throughout the tower. On the side of this southeastern room, we can throw Mog at the treasure cube to pick up the Silence Gate seal, allowing us to further complete the Historia Crux. Any casino tickets you pick up along the way can be exchanged for casino tokens. Next, I'm going to rotate room number 7, wherever this one is, and then room number 3 as well. That way I'll get to the edge platform and I'll be able to pick up a few floating void treasure chests. We'll get the Sniper's Eye and a Tuft of Phoenix Down. Not quite worth all the trouble of going out there. Along the way, you want to do your best to capture a Flammeter monster. This guy will be one of our best medic companions going forward, as his rescue perk allows him to recover our team's health. Next, from the inner platform, we'll rotate room number 4 so that the path connects, then proceed onward to the designated room, where we learn that building a robot AI with full powers over humanity was not a good idea in the end. This unlocks the elevator and we can proceed up to the 52nd floor. After a quick discussion of how dumb it was for Hope to build a sentient AI, we're free to continue exploring the tower.
The artificial intelligence that killed Hope and his team now seems hell-bent on killing us.
The first room has an internal rotation switch, and we can proceed on smoothly. Arriving at the second room on our path, we'll need to rotate ourselves around to get to the switch that'll allow us to control the third room. We want to connect this room so that we can reach the outermost walkway, which is where our final destination lies. With this final room solved, we can now proceed up to the top floor, where, who would have guessed it, a behemoth is waiting on the elevator to stop us. As a greater behemoth, it will stand up halfway and do a full recovery, so stay sharp and proceed on to the final boss. The game generously gives you 3 whole potions at this point, although I'm not sure they would be effective in any sense. You can also shop with Chocolina to grab anything you might be missing.
Anyway, back to business. Open up that wallet and shower me with gil.
During this boss battle, I don't think I used any other paradigm other than Relentless Assault and Cerberus. I might have healed once, but that was pretty much it. Yule shows up to give us a Christmas gift.
What should we do with it? You must protect the timeline.
She then instructs us to go into the mainframe to destroy the AI computer, fal'Cie, and bring us a future where everyone is smiling. Caius doesn't seem too happy about this, but whatever. We're here to slay monsters.
And it's the one who's been trying to kill us in the tower.
The boss fight, Proto fal'Cie Adam, is reminiscent of the first fal'Cie we fought in Final Fantasy XIII. Both the right and left manipulators must be destroyed before you begin engaging the main body. Doing so will greatly weaken the amount of attacks that can be dealt to you, as well as any buffs or healing that the boss will do himself. In the first phase, Proto fal'Cie will attack with magic-based moves and large AoE attacks. However, if you felt this was too easy, you were right. The boss reconstructs himself, now in a purely physical damage-based mode. He will start the battle again, and you will need to once again take out his right and left arms before putting the smackdown on his main body. Like always, our QTE cutscene will play out and will finish the boss for good. Following the cutscene, there's a live trigger event. The correct answer here is to scream at Hope. Choosing any other answer will make you fight the boss once again.
We can't either. Hope! Can you hear me? I've got a bone to pick with you. These machines you built,
Sarah!
are driving me nuts! Ah!
Somehow, yelling at Hope fixes the timeline, as he's spying on us from somewhere. and realizes that his plan was stupid and that he caused the end of the world.
I didn't do anything.
After completing this boss, if you haven't already,
Oh,
proceed
what a
down
relief.
to the 49th floor to pick up the 2 paradox cubes
You worry too
and
much,
finish
Noel.
your fragment quests, so that way you don't have to come back to this tower ever again. On a side note, the wild gate on the 49th floor
isn't
will
himself
open up
these
the
days.
side path to Erba
I wonder if
300
it's because he
AF,
can't remember the future.
but we'll come back for that later.
It's understandable. No one wants to think they'll
With
forget
Yule's
something.
Christmas gift in hand, we're free to proceed to Academia 4XX and see what the future holds in a world where hope didn't mess everything up.